And no one wants that. And of course, by no one, I mean large corporations, pharmacies, and half of Congress. Touchy subject. Speaking of Congress, obviously global warming isn't real because Oklahoma Senator James Inhofe brought a snowball into Congress once, single-handedly disproving the 97% of researchers who say otherwise. Revolutionary. And it's no wonder he's one of the men responsible for our causes. Decreased state funding and powerful corporations. Initially, decreased state funding is largely to blame for schools accepting biased grants. The New York Times of January 22nd, 2016 points out, the average state is spending 20% less on public colleges than they were a decade ago. As that funding disappears faster than my high school prom date. It's a joke, guys, I didn't have one. Our research programs are quick to follow. Our education systems are becoming just like the students that attend them. Broke. Sad. And living off a diet that consists only of cheap beer and yellow starters. You know you hit rock bottom when your dinner consists of a single yellow starters. They are figurative, no, literally the worst. Decreased state funding is the yellow starters that is ruining our education.
I have my shit together. You know, I'd be thin, I'd be out of debt, I'd be nice out of habit and not just when I want something. And maybe I'd own a home. And here I was hurtling toward the big 3-0 in an overpriced Chicago rental with never-ending student debt and a tiny savings account. And when someone calls me ma'am, yeah, I simply accept that as fact. Right now, I can live with being a renter, I can live with being broke. But the minute you add middle age to the equation, well, I'm afraid my world is going to collapse on me like a dying star. According to a 2016 study, experiences with weight stigma have been associated with avoidance of exercise, reduced motivation to exercise in public, and reduced caloric expenditure through physical activity. Author Jen Lancaster explores this issue in her autobiography, shedding light on these subtle and not so subtle.
You Rachel Dolezal by Crystal Valentine and Hope in Denial by Rashmar Shar. Excerpts from the play Single Black Females, BuzzFeed articles, and Black People Said the Stuff White People Said, and Twitter feeds. A program. Because my blackness is not a 24-hour costume. It's my reality. It's not that we don't trust white women, it's that,
whoa, Rachel Dolezal saw 14 black years and we have yet to retrieve them.
You know how many white years that adds up to? This bitch is supposed to be 87. Oh my God. You know who you look like?
Who?
Jennifer Lawrence. No more pieces for YouTube hair tutorials.
We got to keep our secrets on the line.
And keep them from uploading everything until the Dropbox accounts. The password is shh. The one thing I hate about being a doll is the smiling. I smile when I want to scold. I grin when I want to grimace. I beam with happiness when I want to bop a bitch in the face. What? But mostly I smile for Princess Priscilla. I belong to her. My name is Princess Priscilla Jr., PJ for short. And I watch over my princess every day. The charming ones are always concealing hidden agendas behind stone-cold eyes. Secret, sweet, smiles that leads to words so deceiving. Personal gains are what consumes his mind. He fancies himself a leader. I'm just a part of his flock. Bruises on his face. Mom, are you fine? Son, I'm very fine. The messy and slippery kitchen floor just slammed against the wall. Mama's fine, son, please. Leave the room.
I gave myself a thorough self-evaluation and listed all the reasons why I would be called an Oreo. I speak proper English. I'm well educated. I love to read. I grew up in a fairly decent neighborhood, and I sound white. Hi, I'm a victim of suburban culture. Taylor Swift is still like my favorite idol, and they also, always like Be My Favorite TV show. And I probably say the word like way more than necessary. All the traits associated with the Caucasian females of the United States. You know, I remember my ex's mother telling me, I didn't know how I was going to respond when he brought a black girl, but I like you because you sound so white. But when did me talking right equate me talking white?
But additionally, beyond not being able to read my card, Kevin Cotter is another example of someone that was not concerned about the consequences of his decisions. He was a person who was an Arizona man who tried to write a book after getting divorced by his wife. Now, instead of being hung up with the consequences of the fact that his wife probably isn't liking that she's outing him, or he's outing her, he decided to write this book and got on Good Morning America because of it. So these two people are examples of people that were not necessarily concerned with their decisions before they made them. So when we return to our quotation by Oscar Wilde, which is up here, nowadays, people know the price of everything and the value of nothing. What we took this to mean is that it's important to understand the full context of a situation by analyzing it in two ways. First, how we can avoid biases, and second, avoiding being hung up on the consequences of our decisions.